What's up, party people? It's MTG Flux, and I got a F&M draft here for you. This is at my local LGS. It's Spanky's over in Kansas City. Love that place. They're awesome. I would say it's one of the more competitive Kansas City LGSs around. But yeah, I got my first pack over here. So I got the Moogles Valor, but I also have a good assortment of commons and uncommons. Edgar's not really much of a choice here, but Torgal, and then the Katana there, Thieves' Knife, the White Artifact, these, and the Wyvern too, yep, to where, like, I'm kind of not knowing where to go. I did opt just to pick the rare here, but I just wanted to maximize the playability. I could play it safe. Playing it safe, I probably would have took the Torgal or the Katana. But there was a lot of, like, not bad picks there. And at the very least, I was thinking that I had the white artifact that it's like, well, getting something to wheel would be nice. It was a pretty deep pack, so I felt good about the chances of something coming back. But that also being said, this is where probably my biggest mistake. I kind of stuck to my colors instead of picking good cards. Fire Magic's what I should have took here. But I was just like, well, there was a semi-commitment to white. But here in a couple picks, like, that just goes out the window. It's just not the option. But 100 times over, should have picked Fire Magic or even Sleep Magic over that. But Fire Magic would have been the best there. Considering Zach Ferrick at the beginning here, but then seeing Combat Tutorial come through and then Black Mage's Rod. I'm just trying to pick good cards at this point because I felt like the moment I picked the Moogles Valor, it felt like that was just not sticking to the roots of, like, what I should be drafting. Like, I should be just drafting good cards, finding a lane, and going. But you will see soon that I do find a lane. This deck that I ended up drafting was a lot of fun. And a lot of interesting picks. I do feel like I got into the colors I needed to. Well, that being said, there's a lot of... I'm not afraid of splashing in this set. The fixing's fine for me, but I'm seeing a lot of blue flow, obviously, with this Brainstorm. I don't quite know what the right pick is here, but Brainstorm is just like, in any format, just, it's what I want to do. I like the Brainstorm effects with the map to shuffle away lands, and this is where I just decide, like, well, I'm seeing what's open, and seeing a lot of blue cards. And then, was this a 4th or 5th pick Jill? Like, I had the full commitment. I love drafting blue in almost all formats, even when it's bad. But luckily with this Final Fantasy format, like, blue is just good. Blue is can be a main color. It's also a fantastic support color. It's just what I want to do. This one was interesting. Retrospect, I probably should have I think I took the Sahagin here. Yeah, I ended up cutting my Sahagins at the end version of this deck. So I think I should have took Ice Magic there. And here I should have took the land. And this Ballroom or whatever it is, the thing that turns into a vehicle, and it's super, super strong. I do end up taking the Ice Magic here, but there's 2 or 3 good lands that I could have took that would have made me feel probably more safer. But Ice Magic is kind of just what I wanted to be doing. But doing this draft over again, yeah, should have took the rare land and ran with it. I did end up going 3-0 with this deck. It was a lot of fun, and it's just the top end just flows. You'll really see kind of like going into this the later of this pack, and especially the early of the next pack, that I just start seeing green, and this is where things just. This is when the lights just turned on. I was like, I don't understand why Titan is still there. The guy that's across from me, I'm pretty sure that he opened this card. This is a 9-person pod. We had 2 pods, a pod of 10 and a pod of 9. So we had like 19 people for the night in total, but I'm just taking Titan going. Like, now I need the Pershing's Wandering looks so much better at this point. It was just, I love that card here too. Just because, like, okay, I see green is very heavily open. And this card, I don't think this card should be going this late, because the Towns deck is nice, and then green anyways. The counter matters, and Golgari, like, there's just a lot of room for exploring there. But yeah, 9-person pod. I am in seat 9. I ended up getting the bye first round, which was a bummer. And this is just like the ludicrous part. I didn't think of all the cards that Torgal would be the one coming back. But now, like, blue and green are kind of like the colors I'm looking for. I mentioned earlier, like, I don't even mind splashing in this set. It's just with the map, and then the towns, like the payoffs with towns. I feel it's very easy. And whenever there's splashable sets, I always tend to kind of go wild and feel good about it. I definitely should have took the land there. I ended up not even main decking the Tifa's limit break. I was just thinking, it's like, well, maybe it feels good, like when I have Titan, like trample damage and giving other things trample, like that felt good, but the lands ended up being, at this point, is where I should have been focused on. We did have I think 2, that's an easy Ice Flan. I don't remember if I don't think I ended up cutting the Ice Flan, I'm pretty sure. And I'm going to post the deck picture in the comments below, and so you guys can see the final product. But yeah, like I think there was 1 or 2 newer players. One guy was a new player. He never drafted paper before, but he drafted on an arena a lot. He ended up going 2-0, and I played him in the final boss game. And I was just like, oh, never drafted paper, and here you are in the final boss game. Nice. So Gladius felt good opening this pack. Counterspell was a consideration. I think I took Sahagin, and it just was not where I should have been. Granted, if I were to make this pick over again, knowing what I got open, I would have just took the land, or the counterspell. Did I take Gladius? I think I ended up wheeling Gladius here. My Gladius is great, especially how this deck turned out. I really think that I had a lot of top end when I finished this draft, and Gladius is like, it was just easy pressure putting in the whole time. This was a tough pick for me, but I think I would have took the land, because I think I ended up wheeling the Gladius. Actually, no, I did, because I had the foil one. So here, considering the land, I like the capabilities of the bounce lands. Had another white artifact, but I'm happy with that pick. So like I'm looking at my top end now and feeling good because remember I got my Pershing's Watering and just like looking at different ramp options. I know I have my Torgal. I think I picked Sephiroth's Intervention here. That and the Vanilla are the really only two options for me in this pack. I'm pretty sure I took the Intervention because I knew I had the green-black dual land to keep that open for me. But I ended up wheeling that Vanille too, and the Vanille was actually incredibly good. The Wyvern's not even a full no neither. I mean, there was some options here. You're looking at a Suplex and a Choco Comet. Incredibly high win rates. So like I'm being tempted with like the Waffle. But I think I just kind of stayed relatively safe there. There was another Wandering there. I hope I took the land here. No, I took the Behemoth. Looking at my top end, and I'm just like ramping and going. But I think I am glad with that pick just because it ended up playing out really, really well for me. Just with that little card advantage or the card advantage or the ramp. The guy across from me, he's a good buddy of mine. We do a sealed league, and I'm just going for curve here, just trying to lower the curve and get some late game stuff, especially since I'm ramping. The Sentinel seems nice. Happy with this pick, 110%. Yeah, the guy across from me is my buddy, and between us, because I was at the end of the table, was the new guy, not new guy. Another Wandering there, considering more top end. Unsure if the Black Splash is going to be heavy. I mean, the Gardener is just a nice consideration for me. I think that I ended up taking it here. Yep. Just sticking to the plan, ramping, getting into big stuff. This is not normally the deck I usually draft neither or gravitate towards. I'll always try to go to what's open and what's right, but there's a Town's Payoff over there. I really did take land. I got lucky with lands, getting enough towns to support the archetype, because I think at this point, I think I only have two. One was more like on accident. But feeling good about that. So I don't quite remember what I'd take here. Yeah, I think I didn't end up playing it, but like just thinking about the 2-mana cycle on that card, didn't feel bad. The map seems good, and in this space, really no other option there that I'm looking to do. And so my white picks just not coming together early. That's why the Fire Magic would have been great, because I have this Gladius here, so I know there's going to be red in there. But I'm also staring at these lands. I'm like, oh, man. Like, I need to start stuffing lands. And, like, at this point, I don't even care. Like, if they're touching green, like, I'm playing it. It doesn't really matter. Just getting those add-ons. Keeping that town count super high. I think I undervalued the 1/1 Death Touch things in this draft. I don't think that I really... I think there was some opportunity to keep that early game up, because I know I passed a few, but I knew I was in the right spot. There's the Vanille that I called out for. super happy with that pick. I mean, obviously, green's still just incredibly flowing. It did feel like blue tightened up in this direction. The guy across from me, which was 2 seats from me, he opened up Urza, Lord Artificer, in the special guest slot, and he was just doing the artifact thing. So I know that he was soaking up a lot of the blue good stuff from that direction. I mean, these drafts, we get a little casual. I mean, there are some of the sweats that come in and grind it out, and I enjoy those opportunities. But all in all, it's really not that wild of a sweat fest of people just playing like their life depends on it. However, like, I do love good competition. I love to compete, especially in this space, especially in a space where I know a lot of the people too. It makes it a lot more fun for me. I do enjoy the social aspect of it. There's a little signature on that card. I know they go for a couple bucks. So this was Tifa. I don't see the decks that it just goes in. But I did take it here. I took Tifa thinking about the Gladiuses and then the Perchance Wanderings, and just thinking that, like, well, this could be a really spiky card. There was a couple games where Tifa was just straight up going off, and the Wandering was in there in this pack too. I'm like, well, getting that wheel would be optimal for sure, and then like getting any +1/+1 counter on this thing would have been great. I did pass a lot of combat tutorials, more so than I would have liked, but I thought there was a lot of nice capability with doing this. And I'm staring at these lands. It's like, can I wheel it? Can I wheel it? And I'm doing a lot of greedy wheels too, especially since I'm in a 9-man pod. Love seeing this land here. But so I know I have one of the Omegas. I'm considering just snapping up another one, but I'm starting to sweat about these towns because there was a lot of past towns around. I think I'd take the land here. Oh no, yeah, I went for the second one. There's a few that went by though. Like, I think there ends up being one more that I did pass up on, but you don't need 3 Omegas. Like, let's be real, that's wild. That being said, like, my F&M, I like to do the things and get wild and take the wild picks, and something to believe in, something that I enjoy to do. Opportunity to take a land here. And I'm also staring at all these white cards in my that I don't end up playing. I do end up playing one splash white card. I think you'll see it in pack 3. But yeah. I do pack openings, and then I do these live drafts. I'm trying to make these live drafts as higher quality. I'm new at the draft or the actual videography of and editing these videos, but this is where I pick up this. Actually, it was not in pack 3, but it did come by late. And the Adventures In I also like, especially in a deck that just kind of like wants to stay alive. Also having Chocobo Kick, like, that's just a thing that I love, that like it adds up. And let alone getting a Zell. I think the Zell Adventures In combo's just super sustainable and nice in these big ramp decks. I'm pretty sure I ended up getting the N anyways. And then here's a payoff here. It's chocobo kicks that go around. I would have loved to have one of those. But let's get my payoff for doing the thing I'm trying to do. Got another land here. That was the 1/1 mill 4, bring back a town or land. And then if it's a town, gain 2 life. That card overperformed for me. I mean, not really overperformed. It's just a good card. But I definitely was fiending for lands more so than that. You have my second Gladius here. Just thinking about top end and getting paid off or getting my ramp on. And Quistis is not really a 0, but like it's just Quistis into a 6-mana Quistis into a Wandering. It's going to give me another land. I actually don't. I needed to take the land 100% in this pack, but I think I took. No, here we go. This is the responsible pick, the Greeters. That's right. But at this point of the draft, I'm thinking about this Chocobo racetrack. Oh, I did take the land. I do end up getting lucky and getting another town greeter. Yep, here. I was like, well, didn't get the last one. I could have used one more. Not knowing what I would cut, that being said. But at that point, like, am I cutting Brainstorm or just my card advantage things? Here's that. So I got to take a land over the Wanderings here because I think I ended up getting 6 towns total. Would have liked 7 or 8. Would have felt better, but just post critiquing myself. There was another little payoff. That little guy, nice little draw cards, and it was very relevant in my games that I ended up playing. Played the Toad. The Toad was it's actually nice. Having another bigger threat and getting 7 lands out was not very hard in my deck. And that's about it, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me in my draft. I'm going to try to do these as much as I can. I go up to F&M, obviously on every Friday I can. But these are a lot of fun for me. And I hope this is nice for you all to get to see the insight and the walkthrough of these videos. And feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content. And any feedback's always helpful and necessary. I'm new at this, but it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it so far. So I'll catch you all in the next one. Later.